And in verse 14, then, next stage of the story, death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire can be a literal area. 15. If anyone was found in the second resurrection, the great white throne judgment, whose name was not inscribed in the book of life, then he was thrown into the lake of fire. Stop and contemplate that extraordinary event for a moment. Do you want to be burned up in a torturing lake of fire? Or would you prefer to live forever and ever and ever? That's the challenge of Christianity. I want us to turn back to Psalm 37 and describe then what it would mean to be burned up. It doesn't mean that God is going to torture and torment any human being consciously. It doesn't mean that. That would be a God who is beyond cruel, unspeakably cruel. That's not the God we're serving. But in Psalm 37, there's good information about the state of the dead. Verse 18, the Lord knows the days of the blameless. If you're a Christian in good standing, you're considered as blameless. You're getting life right rather than wrong. And their inheritance of the kingdom, of course, what God has promised you is your inheritance, will be forever. Very clear. They will not be ashamed in the time of evil. That's the difficult time just before the kingdom comes. In the days of famine, they will have abundance. My goodness, that sounds like being in the right place, doesn't it? But the wicked, notice verse 20, will perish. They'll go out of commission, out of life, out of consciousness. The enemies of Jehovah, the Lord God, all caps, will be like the glory of the pastures. An analogy with grass here. They vanish. They smoke. Like smoke, they vanish away. The wicked borrows and doesn't pay back. There's a wicked thing which will exclude you from the kingdom. But the righteous is gracious and gives. Those blessed by God will inherit the land, but the cursed by him will be cut off. But notice the phrase in verse 20, like smoke, they vanish away. The lake of fire will do its work burning human beings. That smoke will go up, but it doesn't mean that the human beings will be consciously tortured. So I hope you understand then that God doesn't torture or torment anybody, but and this is bad enough. How would you like to be? You wouldn't. Do you really want to be burned up, or would you prefer to live forever and ever and ever? That's the choice offered by Christianity.